Oh, 1 minute it wants to be nice and bright, and the next minute it wants to do this number. Okay. So, was it ready, guys? Okay. So this is the card of the day segment and probably a chat. And then I'll probably do another one after this. So, alright, guys. I ask the spirit guides, my beings, and my deities to come through for the message of the day. What is the message? So, no, nothing's popped up, so I'll just pick. It is the 8 of Swords. Wish y'all could see that. Just befitting. Well, I'll get to it's befitting here in a minute. Lovely. Okay, 8 of Swords. Feeling restricted, looking inside for the key to getting out of a sticky situation. You may wonder that I have given up all hope. I have not. My senses will guide me out of this sticky situation. A woman kneels in shallow water. A red cloth has been placed over her shoulders, dressing her. The same material covers her eyes as well. 8 swords sit in a circular barrier around her. The way that the red cloak has been draped over the woman suggests that she is cared for, but is being initiated into a higher order. The way the swords have been placed in the ground, with the flat sides facing the woman, suggests that they are not there to harm her, but to provide her with a barrier. A small opening appears in front of her, suggesting that there is a way out of this situation. If only the woman was able to use her senses to detect where to go. That is the card of the night. So, I am having a very off day for personal reasons. Let's just put it that way. For personal reasons, everything seems to be falling apart, per se. And I am... Last night, it was the feeling of overwhelmingness that that really, really, really drained me. It was feeling overwhelmed. It was feeling the anxiety of just everything that felt like it was falling apart. It was my work. It was this place. It was, I mean, everything. Everything I worked so hard to get, and it just, in 1 second, gone. I go to work today thinking, okay, I'm going to have this day to work. And wasn't even there for maybe a minute, maybe 20 minutes. I'm not for sure. And my boss got a call. And it was the owner's right hand person, or whatever you call her, kind of bitching her out. And so she takes me by the hand, and we're in the process of going to the office. And then at this time, I just had that feeling, and I looked into her eyes, and it was just it just confirmed what I was feeling and what my tuition was telling me. I knew what it meant. I just did. I knew what it meant. So before we get there, one of the other hostess is trying to hand me the phone, and I'm thinking, not right now. And I guess my boss kind of read my mind, because she was telling her, not right now, Tessa, not right now, not right now. And she was not listening. So I grabbed the phone. My boss grabbed the phone for me, put it down. We went into the office. And it is exactly what I figured it to be, what my intuition was telling me. And we talked, and I said, I did not feel any animosity towards Kendra, because it wasn't her fault. It wasn't her fault that her boss, or whatever you call her, kind of trumped what we was trying to do. And I am like in total depth of, I am grateful for the experience that she allowed me to have, and the opportunity to do something that needed to be done, which was to prove to myself that I could do it, that I could overcome my anxiety of groups and crowds and work through it in a manner where it was not debilitating me, and it was not it just, with time, I was able to function, and I was able to be able to breathe, and I proved to myself that I could do it. And I am so grateful for Kendra and for Michelle for that, because if it hadn't been for the fact that they had hired me, even if it was for 2 weeks and a couple of days, I wouldn't have known that I could do it. And now I do. Now I know that I can do a hostess job, and I can be around a crowd, and still be able to do my job. And I can I was truly blessed to get to know them just that little time. Just that little time. And saying goodbye do not cry. Saying goodbye to them was like the hardest thing to do. I have said goodbye to many, many bosses. But those two were like the hardest for me. Because in just that amount of time, and the kindness and the caring that they had, I grown to love them. And to walk away from a work that you liked doing, and everything, and having such great bosses who actually care, was like walking away from a family member. And when I turned in my shirt today and I saw Michelle, I kept on telling myself, I will not cry, I will not cry. And I saw her. I was just fine with Linda because I had no really positive feelings towards her. Her energy to me was extremely chaotic, and she brought out my anxiety to a T when I had to deal with her. But with Michelle and with Kendra, it was like the total opposite. And I could work. And so, but when Michelle came to me, that was it. I just broke down. And we talked. And I told her, I said, I really loved this job. I said, I really, really love this job. And I fell apart. Like I'm doing now. And so, like I said, we talked, and then I left. And I left feeling shattered and feeling like everything was against me. I worked so hard to find that job, and to know that it was gone just like that. But life goes on, and I have to be strong, and I can't give up, because the reason I am fighting so hard is to get my daughter with me again. So I can't give up. And I have to pick the pieces, start all over again, and pray to the goddess that something will come through for me. That it won't be a 2-week thing, that it will be for good. And I feel like things are, well, like my friend in Dumas said, when one door closes, another one opens. So I'm taking that to heart, and I'm saying, okay, universe, okay, I get it. This wasn't for me. I understand, but it still hurts because I'm not a quitter, and I felt like I was forced to have to do that for the job that I really liked. And that's what really, really kind of put a damper on my spirit today, was because I had to do something I didn't want to do. I had to walk away from people in a place that I like to be in. So that is part of this segment. And forgive me for my tears and probably the way I look right now. But I promise in the next part I will try to be as cheery. See y'all in a minute.